Before we attach the sides, we'll need to find out exactly where they're going to be attached. The soundboard of the ukulele needs to be flush with the top of the neck. So we need to put both of these on a flat surface. Resting the soundboard on the base of the neck, draw a pencil line at the thickness of the soundboard. Transfer this pencil line at the same thickness down the sides all the way to the trench. I do this by eye, using my finger as a guide. If you're having trouble with this, use a ruler. We also need to mark a line along the top, on the neck end of the trench. Once you've marked your waist, we're ready to cut. Put the neck in the vise, as shown, and get a saw to begin cutting. I use a Japanese pull saw for this. Once you're getting close, take a good look and make sure you're not cutting too far. You don't want to cut past this trench. Once you're happy that you've cut to the trench but not past it, take it out of the vise and clamp it to the bench top. You can then take the saw and cut along the top of the neck. If you've done this correctly, it should only take a small cut before that piece can snap right off. Get yourself a nice sharp chisel and clean up that cut. Make sure you keep all fingers out of the way. Now check if your soundboard sits flush with the top of your neck. If it doesn't, you'll have to repeat some of that chiseling. That whole process needs to be repeated for the other side of the neck. With the sides sitting on top of the soundboard and the soundboard and neck sitting flush on the table, put a mark at the top of the sides. Mark it as shown and cut off your trench. To attach the sides to the neck, we're going to need a series of small wedges, and I'll show you how to make these now. Find a scrap bit of hardwood and bring it over to the linishing machine. Sand it in the same direction as the grain until you have something that looks like this. Take it to the bandsaw and make a series of small cuts, about 3mm apart. Once you've done this, turn the timber 90 degrees and cut off all your wedges. To attach the sides at the bottom of the ukulele, we need to make a small block, about 50mm by 50mm. So mark this out, cut it on the bandsaw, and then clean up with the linishing machine. Finally, we're ready to glue the sides onto the neck. To find out where to put the glue, draw a small pencil line next to the neck on the inside. This triangle shows you where the glue needs to go, on both sides. Put a small amount of glue on the triangle that you've just drawn on the inside surface, and even though there's no pencil line on the outside surface, you need to put a little bit of glue on there too. Take special care not to put too much glue on the outside surface. This will be very visible once the sides are glued on and hard to remove. You can now put the sides into the neck and put all your wedges in. These wedges help push the sides into the correct position so they're not visible from the outside of the ukulele. The final stage of attaching our sides is to glue the base block on. Put some glue on the block and some along the edge of the side. Clamp this all up while everything's still resting on the soundboard, and do some final adjustments to make sure there's no gap. Double check at the end to see if everything's sitting where it's supposed to be, and we can leave it for a few hours for the glue to dry. Hopefully everything went well and the sides are attached to the neck. Snap off the wedges and we're done.